if you feel called to entrepreneurship, I feel like you
Then
should do
do
it.
it.
But I don't feel like you should get into the fad because there's nothing wrong with being a part of a team. Like I said, I was
Exactly.
part of a team. I loved it. But I think at the end of the day, if it's not purpose, it's pointless.
Stop the 9 to 5 shaming.
Please.
Nothing's wrong with having a 9 to 5.
Oh, you got to go to the boss man work. Yeah, the boss man baby.
I don't mind having a 9 to 5.
I loved it. Hi, welcome to the second episode of the Royal Access. I'm Corel Pinder, author, motivational speaker, and playwright. And today I have Nikki J with me.
Well, Vernique.
Vernique.
See,
Vernique.
this is the rebranding.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying.
Vernique.
I'm
Okay.
trying.
Vernique. It's Vernique.
Well known as Nikki J.
Well known as Nikki J.
Can we do that?
Yeah.
Okay,
She'll
good.
tell us a little more about the rebranding. And that's great. That's great to talk about today as well. And so, as you know, this is a launch series that we're doing until I release my book, May I Call You Queen? Unlocking the Royalty Code to Living Your Best Life.
Love it. Love it.
So a little bit about May I Call You Queen. So we all want to live our best life, but usually what we deem as living our best life is ticking off an item on a checklist of when I get married, when I have a baby, when I have this dream career, then I'll be living my best life. So in the book, we talk a lot about those topics, but we also talk about the reasons why this won't bring you ultimate fulfillment or happiness. And that's what we're talking about in these episodes. And so this episode, we're talking about if it ain't purpose, it's pointless. And so I'm so glad Nikki, Vernique, look at me, look at me. Call her Nikki. I'm like, go back into Nikki. Is here with us today. So she's gonna tell us a little bit of how we met, and then a little bit about yourself for our viewers who don't know about you.
All right. So Corel and I met, well, unofficially through social media.
So yes,
Like how
yes.
a lot of people meet, right? And then our news, I did an interview with you for Keeping Up with the Bougies.
So Bougies is the first one, which is 2017.
Yes. Oh yes, 2017.
Yes.
2 years already.
But I think I had been seeing your videos a little longer than that. Because when did you start doing the click?
The click was 2016.
Oh, just a year before.
Yeah, 2016.
Wow, but then that's how social media is. It makes you feel
Feel
like,
like you know somebody.
and you don't really know them.
Yeah.
And I don't really know you. So Bougies was the first one we did. So a little bit about yourself and the rebranding, because yeah.
You're so cute. She's trying not to say Nikki J.
I
am. So I'm Vernique, well known as Nikki J by a lot of people. The thing is why I think there's a confusion with the rebranding is because I still have to go by Nikki J on the radio.
Oh.
So, and I'm like, okay, how do I get people to say Vernique?
Vernique.
But anyway, some people are getting it. But I'm a media correspondent, currently on air with Hot 91. Previously worked as an entertainment reporter on our news, worked with shows like The Click, Countdown to Carnival, host some red carpets around town, and I'm also a certified public accountant.
There we go. That's the thing that a lot of people don't know.
Exactly.
She's a certified public accountant.
Yes.
Okay. So before we get into the certified public accountant, why the rebranding? From why are we crossing over from being known as Nikki J to Vernique?
Okay, so firstly, in 2016, when I did my first interview, I didn't give it any thought about what my brand or name would. I didn't even know it would have turned into a brand. I was just like, Ashley, for the CG, put my social media handle, right? So then as time progressed, I think this was like last year or earlier this year, I'm like, Nikki J sounds so playful. Yeah, it just sounds, I know I'm still in my late 20s, but
Right.
I'm like, do I want to be called Nikki J when I get older and more mature? I feel like branding is key and it sticks with you.
Right.
So I said, okay, let me try this rebrand. So I did a whole campaign, Hello Vernique and all of that.
Right.
Right? So I know you had to remember Hello Vernique, switching from being Nikki J to
Right.
Hello Vernique. Right?
I do remember that.
And some people called me Vernique. I think they try to forcefully do it like you do. And that's why I say, this rebranding is kind of a failure because I don't want people to be forcing themselves to remember. And the crazy thing is because Nikki J was when I was on our news. So that's why a lot of people got to know me from there.
Right.
And still saying it on the radio. So I don't know. I don't know when people will get it.
Yeah, it'll be a while, but that's fine.
Yeah.
So you're a certified public accountant.
I am.
So before you were doing media full time, you were working at an accounting firm.
Yes.
And so that's what we're talking about today. If it's not purpose, it's pointless. And not that you didn't have a purpose there, but what made you leave that stable job of being in an accounting firm and just saying, I'm going to leave all of this and I'm going to pursue something I'm passionate about?
Yeah. Okay. So this is a very famous question. I got this a lot.
Like why'd you?
I had this a lot. So when I left full-time accounting in 2017, I was already getting part-time gigs for media. Like I said, the click was 2016.
Right.
So also, what I don't really share is I was an external audit. And external audit isn't accounting in its entirety. It's just a job function. I absolutely did not like external audit. So it's not that, oh, I hate accounting or I don't like accounting. External auditing, y'all auditors are there. Y'all know what I'm talking about. At least some of you guys. So yeah, external audit, I went from a big four accounting firm to a medium-sized firm to a boutique consulting firm. And Corel, for some reason, I always ended up in audit. And I've had enough. So I'm like, I want to explore something that's more creative, where I can actually express my personality. And voila, I left.
Was it nerve-wracking when you left? Like, this is stable, good. I'm an entrepreneur, and I always tell people, as an entrepreneur,
it was a tough decision.
Because that steady income is there at the end.
Group medical insurance, boom. The perks,
insurance, it's always there.
Yeah.
So it was scary, but you made the leap.
Yeah, it was scary at first, and I honestly didn't know what was going to happen because I didn't have anything lined up. I left May 2017. The click was off season, and I didn't get a call to say, hey, we need an entertainment correspondent at our news yet. But I'm like, you know what? It was a year. That's what happened. My year anniversary since I started media was May 2016. So that year anniversary passed, and I'm like, come on, Nikki, let's analyze. You do not like auditing. You moved to this boutique consulting firm, and they're still saying, okay, we have audit clients. And I'm like, I do not want to end up on auditing. How do I get out of this? I took the risk. And I didn't tell my parents until afterwards because they would have talked me out of it.
What did they say when you told them?
At first, they were very upset, of course. Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad. And they felt kind of disappointed because they're like, come on, we paid all this money, worked so hard. And the crazy thing is, through this journey, 2 years later, I'm like, I can still use accounting and kind of find that balance.
Right.
So that's the part. That's where I'm at now, trying to find that balancing act of purpose, passion, and my profession.
Makes sense. Was there ever a time, and I know I've had many, many times, where I'm like, I don't know if this was the best move. I don't know if I made, did you ever regret leaving a stable accounting job?
I don't like the word regret.
Okay.
Because I think because I think everything happens for a reason, as cliche as it sounds. But there has been times I'm like, you know what? I can really use that KPMG money or that Jack Thornton money,
Yes.
But I've been having a stable income since, but it was contracted because our news, it wasn't full time, but I've had that weekly, and then it intersected with radio where I had that weekly income as well, monthly for radio income as well. But was it that accounting, Bob? No.
It ain't.
Nah, sis.
That's some real money, but it wasn't that money.
But I'm grateful for it all, though.
Good stuff. And so, if there was a dream career, okay, if I got this is the ultimate. I would feel like this is what I was created to do. What would that be?
It's hard for me to say because I like the creative and the corporate side, so it's trying to find a balance for that. And I don't think there is one business reporter. I can do a business correspondent, but in the Bahamas, I don't think our TV outlets actually have shows like Yahoo Finance shows or Bloomberg TV. Something like that. That would be the perfect match.
It's a mesh between the business side, the accounting, the numbers, but I'm also getting to report it in a creative way. But you're a creative, so you can just kind of create it.
Good point.
You can kind of just create it.
Yeah, so I think that's the ideal career job. I would say 27-year-old, I'm giving you all my age. Wow. 27-year-old Veronique, aka Nikki J, at this point, because I think at some point in time that might transition, my dream career may change.
It could change.
Yeah, so right now in this day and age,
that would be the dream. And I liked what you said just now of it can transition, it can change, because a lot of what I talk about in the book is even if you got that dream career, people feel like once I get this particular thing, I will be fulfilled. No. Have you ever felt that way? And if not, why? Have you ever felt like I'm trying to reach this particular thing, and once I do, then everything will make sense. I'll feel happy. I'll feel fulfillment. Have you ever felt that about a career?
I try to feel content in whatever moment or whatever season, but I think a lot of people like myself, we like to strive for higher. So I can get there because there was a point where I'm like, I want to report entertainment stories and cover events.
It was
literally, that was what I wanted to do. And that's what I prayed for. And when I got that, I'm like, I want to get on a radio station. And I got these things, and now I'm like, okay, I want to find the perfect match, and that's a good and a bad thing. A good thing is you're always striving, but the bad thing is you have to find contentment in your season. You have to enjoy your season. You have to be present, right? So, and for me, fulfillment is more than your career. I think, like I said, the balancing act of purpose, passion, profession, and family, and all of these different facets of our life, I think comes together for us to feel fulfilled, not just one single career.
And that's a good point, especially what you said of you got the things.
Yeah.
You got the things that
like,
you.
What is wrong with me?
Because no, and I think that's what people they confuse it with, because either they stay in a long depressed state because I'm trying to get this particular thing and it hasn't happened yet, so I'm depressed. Like, why are you depressed, or why do you feel like you're not fulfilled? Because this one particular career I want, it's not happening. And then there's the people where it happened.
Yeah.
I got the particular thing that I wanted and it happened, but there's more. This isn't it. My life's like.
Just don't get it.
Yeah.
But I'm grateful for it all. Don't get me wrong.
And I'm glad you say you don't get it, because that's what we talk a lot about in the book. Because for those people who are in that weight, and I'm depressed because whatever I'm hoping for didn't happen yet, you want an outlet to kind of think through those thoughts. And then those people who feel like, okay, I got it and I wasn't happy enough. Why? What?
What's wrong? Right. I wouldn't say unhappy because I enjoy it.
You enjoy it.
Like, okay, this isn't, I just don't, I can't.
There has to be more.
Yeah, there has to be something else after this chapter, you know. I hit the peak, now what? What's next?
What else is out there for me?
Yeah.
Yes. So how do you find the perfect balance between passion, purpose, and profit? Because you watch different entrepreneurs now. There are a lot of people out there who talk about entrepreneurship and chasing a career. And there are some people who say follow your passion. And then there are some people who say just follow what can make you money. And so there's a tug and pull, because it's like, what do I listen to? Do I do something I really love? Do I do something that's just going to make me money? Do I do things that people actually want in the world? Like, do I do my purpose? What is my purpose? Like, how do you find the balance? How do you find the balance between passion, profit, and purpose?
Okay, so it's subjective, obviously, because we all have different, well, some people don't even know their purposes yet. We're all passionate about different things, and we all can make money different ways. So I can only use myself as an example. And like I told you, I'm currently in that season of trying to balance this, because 2017, I felt like I had to choose, okay, what am I passionate about or my profession? And that's where the shift came. Profession is accounting. Mind you, I like accounting, and I love financial services. I have a keenly interested in it, but I wouldn't say I'm passionate. So, but media and
you're good at
it. Yeah. Media, storytelling, connecting with others, and all of that. That's what I'm passionate about. They don't have to be two distinct things. Your passion, in my opinion, your purpose, and I'll say my purpose. I think that God wants me here to help younger girls, teenagers, and all that. So I have a mentee at the Mindfully Home.
Okay.
I started that in 2016 or 2017. And this is something I prayed earnestly about when I came back from school in 2013. So I've been volunteering since then with the home and all of that. But anyway, so to kind of connect what I think my purpose is, the things that I'm passionate about, and my profession, or what can make me money.
Some profit, yeah.
Yeah, my profit. For me, I just try to find these different ways, like my financial literacy blog. So that's kind of an outlet, media outlet, my profession, and it's helping others.
Right.
And also, I've hosted a resume building shop with the Mindfully Home, but I want to actually do financial literacy workshops. So it's kind of finding those
good
ways
balance between those things.
Right.
I was reading, I think I watched his TED Talk. I have his book now. Simon Sinek? Whatever his name is. Simon.
Sorry to you.
Yeah, but he talks about knowing your why. And knowing your why talks about, this is why I'm doing this business.
Exactly.
I may do accounting or financial or numbers, but the reason I'm doing it is because I want to help others, because I want people to understand and have financial literacy and understand how to operate their money. Like, there's an overall bigger reason other than just making money, because that's where the fulfillment comes in. And not just like, okay, I'll do this thing, I'll know my why, and then nothing else matters, and then I'm never striving for more. But understanding that if you want to enjoy what you do, you need to know why you're doing it.
Yeah.
And so I think that's great that you understand, like, there's things that make me money, but there's also things that I feel like I'm purposed to do. And it's great to also understand that you're not going to always figure it out all in one go.
No, I thought I had it figured out when I landed television and radio. I'm like, yeah,
this is it.
To media. And then I'm like, okay.
Now what?
Right?
Really? What else now?
So, like I said, for me, it's just finding that, like, how I can connect media and accounting, because they don't have to exist independently. I can have them both
Right.
coexist.
The final thing is, a lot of times when people think about in this day and age, there's an entrepreneurship fad. Like everybody wants to be an entrepreneur. They think
That's
that's super cool, and it's super broke. It's not super. You're like you're often like struggling, and so I feel like it really needs to be something that you're called to do, because it's great to be called to be a part of a team.
Exactly. We all can be entrepreneurs, guys. Come on.
And some people, you don't really want to be one. Like, you don't want the buck to start with you. You don't want the, broke days. You don't want it.
Yeah.
You don't want a
And that's
responsibility. And that's fine.
Yeah.
Because there's also great things you can do when you're a part of a corporation or a team. Trust me, if Jesus didn't call. I talk about it in the book. I had a full-time job and I loved it. I loved my boss. I loved the opportunities. I got to do training on their dime. Like, I traveled for them. But it was only because God wanted me in this season. So as we wrap up, if there's someone who's struggling with, should I do entrepreneurship? Like, what is your thoughts on it? Is it a fad? Do they have things that making them feel like this is the thing to do? Like, what's your thoughts?
I think that social media plays a huge role in this, because a lot of people on social media don't show the lows, they show the highs. So people who are aspiring to be an entrepreneur, or, oh, I'm thinking about it, they're just seeing the high moments. So, well, you're transparent. You're transparent with your process.
Very authentic.
Yeah. So I think for those people who are just looking and seeing the high points of entrepreneurship, they think it's fun. They think it's lovely. They think it's easy. They think, some of them, I can't say everyone, I think some of them think it's easy. So that's probably why we find that a lot of people just want to become an entrepreneur.
Because they make it seem glamorous. Except there was an article that shaded us. There was a Bahamian article. They were like, yeah, you're watching these people, they live home with their mama. I do. I live home with my mommy. Yes. But, so I think that there are both sides of it. I understand why some people feel like, don't glamorize them. If you feel called to entrepreneurship, I feel like you should do it. But I don't feel like you should get into the fad, because there's nothing wrong with being a part of a team. Like I said, I was part of a team. I loved it. But I think at the end of the day, if it's not purpose, it's pointless.
Stop the 9-to-5 shaming.
Please.
Nothing's wrong with having a 9-to-5.
Oh, you got to go to the boss man work. Yeah, the boss man baby.
I don't mind having a 9-to-5.
I loved it. Especially if I could find one that kind of coincides with my purpose and what I felt led to do. Please stop the 9-to-5 shaming, because there might be a purpose for you on the 9-to-5.
Exactly.
Like, everybody, you don't have to feel like just so I'm doing purpose, I have to be doing it on my own.
Exactly.
So please tune into the episodes. This is episode 2, so we have a few more episodes before we launch May I Call You Queen at the end of January. And thank you for tuning in. Thank you so much, Vernique.
Thank you. I can't believe we're done already.
I know.